Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters. Firstly, on behalf of the Islamic Center of Kuwait, I would like to welcome you all tonight on this really important evening with Sheikh Assim Al Hakeem. The Islamic Center of Kuwait would like to thank Sheikh Assim Al Hakeem for accepting to deliver a lecture today and the Q&A session. And inshallah, tomorrow we will be delivering a Jummah khutbah. This will be held in Masjid Uthman in Kuwait City, and it is next to the Kuwait Parliament. So White Color Mosque next to the Kuwait Parliament, Masjid Uthman, Kuwait City. We will be delivering the Jummah khutbah over there, inshallah. Without any further ado, we would like to start the Q&A session. The questions were asked online. We had put up a form and a lot of brothers and sisters responded, and we have the questions with us. I will ask the questions and inshallah the Sheikh will respond.
In sign language? I don't have a microphone.
We didn't set up the Sheikh's mic, so...
If it's sign language,
Yes. If you understand sign language, it's fine. Sheikh.
Yep.
Okay, we'll start with the first question, inshallah. The first question is, Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. Can you please draw a clear line between ghibah or speaking badly of a person in his absence and criticizing a person who is in an official position or an organizational leader? Is criticizing an organizational leader or the official person, is it permissible to criticize them?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهداه أما بعد. It was the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام who identified what is ghibah when he said ذكرك أخاك بما يكره. Ghibah is to mention your brother with something he hates. So when one of the companions objected and said, what about if my brother is as I have mentioned him? So I said he's short and fat, and he is short and fat. I said he is stingy, and he's very stingy. The Prophet said, this is ghibah. This is backbiting. When you say what is accurately describing him, which he hates people to delegate among themselves in his absence. But if you accused him of something that is not in him, this is slandering. فَقَدْ بَهَتَّهُ. You have slandered him, which is a combination of ghibah and lying, which is even worse. So it doesn't matter Islamically whether he's a government official or not. It's the same sin. Worldly, it matters because he's going to throw you in jail. He's going to take your money. He's going to extradite you out of the country. He would do evil things. He's an official. What, are you crazy? So what is the benefit of it? There is no benefit except that it cools your heart a little bit when you vent. When you say, oh, this ruler did this, did that, may Allah curse him, may Allah break him, may Allah... Then what? Is there anything going to change? Nothing. Only thing that will change is the amount of hatred of you created in people's hearts towards him, which is not beneficial. Believing in the day of judgment, this man will suffer. Do you want me to swallow it or? It's okay. Okay. Because it's becoming too intimate. Anyhow, so this is not permissible. Now, ghibah becomes permissible in necessities. Someone who is going to a scholar, quote unquote, who's not a scholar, who's deviant, who's a man of innovation, who has corrupt aqidah. And the brother is naive, he doesn't know. So I have to go up and tell him, Akhi, this guy is a deviant innovator, he has corrupt aqidah, don't go to him. The brother said, Ya Akhi, don't backbite. I said, no, this is not backbiting. This is to clarify and to warn. Similarly, someone comes to me and says, brother so-and-so has proposed to my sister. Do you think we should give him in marriage? And I know the brother is a womanizer till date. Or he does drugs. or he is having something that would not make people want to give him in marriage till date. Now I have the option to say, Akhi, if you trust me, don't give him in marriage, but I will not expose him because he does things in secrecy. I cannot expose him and tell you he's a junkie or he does drugs or he does this and that. I can't. But if you trust me, if he insists and there is no other way around to warn him except to expose him, I have to, because he's coming to ask. In Sunnah, one of the female companions came to the Prophet ﷺ and said to him, two men proposed to me, Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan and Abu Jahm. Which one should I choose? What did the Prophet say? ﷺ said, as for Muawiyah, he's stone broke, he doesn't have money. As for Abu Jahm, he's a person who does not leave the stick from his shoulder, which means in Arabic either he beats women or he's a frequent traveler. The stick, he puts his clothes in his bags and he like a backpack, and he travels a lot, so he wouldn't be a very good husband when he travels a lot. But I suggest that you marry Usama ibn Zayd. And she married him and she was very happy with him. So the Prophet exposed, alayhi. Someone comes to ask you, I'm going into partnership, there's a joint venture between me and brother Abdullah. And he says, woohoo, brother Abdullah deals in riba. Brother Abdullah already cheated 6 brothers before you, he took their money and fled. And I said, astaghfirullah, I will not backbite him. Oh, the brother will be the 7th. No, you have to expose, you have to say. So these things you have to be careful of. Sometimes it is not backbiting if it's a form of identification. So, do you know Sheikh Asim? Which one? The one with the big nose. Oh yeah, I know, he's funny, man. Okay, oh, I'm a big nose, I have to do something about it. This is a form of identification. Do you know Ahmed? Yeah, the short man? No, I'm talking about the tall guy. Okay, I know him. You know Abdullah, the fat one. This is not to backbite, this is to identify. And this is found all the books of hadith. Al-A'sha, Al-A'raj, Al-A'ma, and so on. They describe people. In the hadith of the Salah, when the man said, O Prophet of Allah, is the prayer shortened into 2 or you forgot? And his name was nicknamed as Dhul Yadayn, the man with the 2 long arms, because he had 2 long arms. So this Prophet said, what did Dhul Yadayn say? He described him of having 2. The man did not say, Sheikh, you hurt me. You insulted me by calling me this name. No, this is a form of identification, and it's pretty normal, inshallah, and I hope this answers your question.
Before we move to the next question, there's a silver Tahoe on the right hand side of the masjid which is blocking some cars. Please, if you could move it to Salah. The next question is, I am working in an Islamic bank and it has been acquired by another bank. I may lose my job and I have got an offer from a non-Islamic bank. Should I join the non-Islamic bank? Please advise.
Allah says in chapter 5, Surah Al-Ma'idah, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. Collaborate upon righteousness and virtue, and do not collaborate upon aggression and vice and sin. So, joining an non-Islamic bank, which is a conventional interest-based bank, is totally prohibited. Even if you work as a janitor or as a security guard or as a driver, you have nothing to do with collecting riba. You are collaborating with them. And the scholars say that this is not permissible. May Allah provide for you and for all of us halal rizq.
The next question is, my husband does not want the hassles of a worldly life and wishes to live on Mars. Can a man leave his family and live a life of solitude on another planet? P.S. I'm not a naggy wife, also our kids are great.
I beg to differ. from your question, because I have experience in counseling sessions. I can tell by few words. Definitely, you're not only nagging, you are a woman who scrutinizes the man to the extent that he wants to flee the whole earth and take an X flight with Elon Musk to another planet. Life doesn't go on like this. It takes two to tango. And most women, unfortunately, don't seem to see anything in this universe other than themselves being the center of it, and everything revolves around it. And that would be entirely true with a lot of men. So a lot of men also think that the whole universe revolves around them, and the women should only do what Simon says. Stand on one foot for half an hour, and now jump. What is this? She's my wife. She's obliged to obey me. And the wife thinks, no, he has to do this, he has to do that. Where are my rights? Okay, we will give you your rights, but where are your obligations and responsibilities? What do you mean? You're obliged to do the following list. Have you done anything of it? No, but he didn't do any. Okay. Now, who came first? The egg or the chicken? We can spend hours without end debating, but we will not go anywhere. And at the end, one of us will go to Mars. So again, you have to come down to earth and speak and communicate with your spouse to identify the problem, to put the pros and cons of your spouse on the scale and see what overwhelms, and then accept, if the pros overwhelms the cons, the good things in them, and try to overlook the bad things. Nobody is perfect except the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. So don't look for perfection before you look in the mirror. And if you look in the mirror, you will look for another planet as well. And Allah knows best.
The next question is, why are most Muslim scholars silent on the brutality, atrocity, and oppression in Gaza?
Ya salam alayk. What a beautiful question. What did you do, my friend? What did you do? Why are Muslim scholars all silent and not doing anything? What did you do? Oh, I criticized the scholars. Jazakallah khair. Jazakallah khair. Ya akhi, Muslim scholars all over the world are talking within their ability. And I am certain that they're all praying night prayer and tahajjud and doing a lot of dua. And they're doing everything in their ability, but we have limits. We have boundaries. No, it's none of my business, Sheikh. Go and throw yourself from a building to make a statement. Akhi, be my guest. I'll follow you. When you do this, I'll follow. No, you're a scholar. Okay, then sit down and shut up. If I'm a scholar, listen to what I have to say. You don't have the ability to speak and judge things from your ivory tower when you yourself are not doing anything. The scholars have limitations, have boundaries, and they do their level best. Ya akhi, let's assume they're cowards. Let's assume they don't have a spine. Don't they have many good things that they're contributing to the community and to the Muslims and then benefiting it? It's the only thing left in this world is to do this thing that you want them to do. Okay, we support Gaza. May Allah destroy Israel. Say Ameen. So someone will hesitate. Should I do this? I don't know. My contract is upon to renewal next month. May Allah destroy Gaza. So what? We support our Muslims brothers and sisters unconditionally, not only in Palestine, in China, in the Rohingya in Burma. We support them wherever there is oppression. But then what? Oh, Sheikh, why don't you speak about this and that? Okay, I'll speak about it. What about this and that? Is this top of the pops? Are we in the music industry? I'll list the 10 best songs. What do you like me to sing for you? This is not Islam. And this is a problem with laymen, with people of ignorance, people who do not study the deen. I come and give a khutbah. Whoa, good khutbah, Sheikh, but why didn't you speak about this and that? Okay, next week I speak about this and that. Good khutbah, Sheikh, but why do you don't speak and teach the people how to pray? I said, okay, I'll teach the people next week how to perform wudu. And the one comes to me, Sheikh, why do you scholars speak about purity and urine and menses? Why did you speak about something that benefits the ummah? Akhi, how many topics do I have? Gazillion. How many khutbah do I have? 54 a year. And if you look at my track record of 37 years of khutbah, alhamdulillah, before I retired last year, you will find that I've covered everything almost. Still, every khutbah, at the end, someone comes to me and says, Sheikh, why did you speak about this? So I speak about this next week. Sheikh, why did you speak about the seerah? We don't know the Prophet, so I speak something about the seerah. I said, Sheikh, this is all what you do, Sufi stuff. Talk about politics. I speak about politics. And then another says, Sheikh, you are Khawarij, you're doing this and that. Speak about Tahara. I speak about Tahara. Back again to menses and postnatal bleeding. Or call Elon Musk and go to another planet. Maybe they will establish a new masjid. This is not how it is done. Islam is so huge, so big, but when you come with the intention of criticism, I don't want to learn, I want to criticize the speaker. I don't like his voice. I don't like how he looks. I don't like his Arab attire. I don't like his accent. I don't like this. You will never learn. When you come to the khutbah with the sole purpose of criticizing, wallah, you will not ever learn. Maybe you will not even enter Jannah. A'udhu billah. Why? Because your intention is not for the sake of Allah. Your intention is to criticize. No, come to benefit, even if the man giving khutbah or leading the prayer is much, much less than you in knowledge. Because your objective is to learn and to get closer to Allah, even if a child comes and gives you advice. You learn it and you benefit from it. And Allah knows best.
The next question is it allowed to wed a woman committed zina which resulted into pregnancy?
Is it allowed to do what?
To wed a woman.
To
Marry her.
To marry. Who made the zina?
The woman.
I know. Who made the zina with her? It takes two to tango. She didn't do it alone on another planet, ya Sheikh. Huh? And is the man asking, is the culprit her partner or someone else? Oh, mashallah, so many people know the woman. I'm not very good in social media, so apparently I have to learn. Okay, no, it's not, and the marriage is invalid, definitely. The majority of scholars say if a man fornicates with a woman and they get married, whether she's pregnant or not, the marriage is invalid, the contract, because she's not chaste and we cannot say that she is pregnant or not pregnant. We don't know. If she is pregnant, the vast majority say from him is invalid. And this is something that to be looked into case by case, but this is what the vast majority of scholars say. Now, for someone else who is doubtfully a real man, to come and marry someone whom he knows she's pregnant from another man, what is this? I might as well marry a public toilet. Well, it's like reusable condoms. You don't have those. What are you doing? This is totally insane for a Muslim to do. So the marriage is definitely invalid.
The next question is, what can be done someone who justifies his sins by saying that actions are judged by their intentions, and they use this hadith every time to get out of, as if it's a Jahannam free card?
Immediately slap him as strong as you can on his face. And when he's shocked and say, what did you do this? He said, my intention was to wake you up. If he's going to accept this, alhamdulillah. Will he? He will try to get even. Why are you doing this? My intention was good. He said, yes, but your action was definitely not good. Alhamdulillah. In Islam, we judge by both الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فمن كان يرجو لقاء ربه فليعمل عملا صالحا ولا يشرك بعبادة ربه أحدا الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. When interpreting to test you who is among you the best in deeds, what kind of best in deeds? Those that are pure and sincere to Allah and that collaborate with the Sunnah. So if you do something that does not collaborate with the Sunnah, even if your intention is good, you are sinful. I see a beautiful blonde, she's a bombshell. I approach her and I said, your father must be a terrorist. She says, why? Because you're a bombshell. So I said to her, let's go for dinner. And I give her da'wah. Hey, Sheikh, what are you doing? Wallahi, my intention is to give her da'wah. Is this acceptable? Will you guys say, Wallah, Sheikh's intention is good? No, of course not. Yeah, Sheikh. A'udhu billah. Wallah, I thought you were naughty Sheikh, not naughty professor. What are you doing? Haram. So the intention has to coincide and be in sync with the action. One of them is wrong, the whole action is bad. You pray like the Prophet ﷺ, your intention is not for Allah, it is void. Your intention is for the sake of Allah, but you innovate a new religion, a new thing, it is void. It has to be two together and Allah knows best.
The next question is it permissible to read the Quran from the mobile, and do we get the same amount of good deeds as when reading from the Quran?
Wallahi, I haven't touched the Quran maybe in 7 years. I only read it from my mobile and from my iPad. And it is the Quran. It is the speech of Allah Azza wa Jal. Whether you read it from the Quran, whether you read it from the TV, whether you read it from memory, whether you listen to it from someone, this is the word of Allah. So there is no problem in doing that, insha'Allah Azza wa Jal.
The next question is it permissible to land at Jeddah airport without ihram, then go to Miqat and rest for a day, and next day go to Makkah for Umrah?
The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, when he named the mawaqit, هن لهن ولمن أتى عليهن من غير أهلهن ممن أراد الحج والعمرة. These locations are forever, whoever passes through them, who is not from their residency, who wants to perform Hajj and Umrah, meaning that you cannot pass them and do ihram if you want to make Hajj and Umrah. So if someone is coming from Kuwait, where is your miqat? Taif, or known as As-Sayl Al-Kabir or Wadi Mihrim. This is your miqat. So when you come and you come on your flight and you land in Jeddah, did you make ihram? No. You stay 2 days, 3 days, visit the locality. Then when you want to go to Mecca, you drive all the way to Taif. You wear your ihram, whether from Jeddah or from Taif, it doesn't matter. Once you reach the miqat, you say labbaik Allahumma umrah. And you drive another half an hour to Mecca, make your umrah. You're solid, good. You had not done anything. You want to make your ihram from the airplane, that's even better. But either way is halal. What is not halal is for you to come to Jeddah and assume your ihram from Jeddah. Or say, I will go to Masjid Aisha in Tan'im and make my ihram from there. This is not permissible. Why? Because you passed over the miqat, so this is the miqat you have to go to. Tayyib, okay, if I come to Jeddah and then I go to Medina, and on the way from Medina, I make my ihram from Abiyar Ali, known as Dhul Hulayfa. From Medina itself, miqat of people of Medina. Is this valid? This is okay. Because it's far, far further than your own miqat, and you are intending umrah while passing by a valid miqat. So I hope this answers your question.
The next question is, how can someone break the fast if he is traveling? Suppose I am traveling from India to Kuwait and I start my fast in India and I arrive in Kuwait in the afternoon. When will I break my fast?
This is something that most Muslims are ignorant of. Islam is a beautiful religion and a religion of ease. You're accountable not by your watch, by the position of the sun. When do I, as a person fasting, refrain from eating and drinking? When the Fajr breaks. How do I know that? If I'm flying over the Atlantic, I don't know even what country I'm over the ocean. Which time zone should I use? Your window. This is your time zone. You look from the window. The moment you see the white thread, which is the Fajr, the break of the Fajr, that is horizontal, not vertical. That is horizontal over the horizon. This is Fajr, you refrain. Okay, I'm still flying. I'm fasting. When should I break my fast? According to which time zone? According to your window. Again, yes, look at the window. You see the sun is going down, going down, going down. It disappeared. Yalla, Bismillah. Okay, what country, Sheikh? It doesn't matter. This is your Islam. Likewise, your Maghrib, your Dhuhr, your Asr, your Fajr, all your prayers are done by looking, regardless whether you are on the other planet of the sister or you are on whatever. This is Islam. It's not related to watch or your app or your time zone. It's related to the sun. And Allah knows best.
The next question is, sometimes while offering salah, I happen to forget the number of rak'ah. What should I do in this situation? Should I continue or restart?
It depends. If you are suffering from this in every single salat or every day, this means that shaitan is messing up with your head. Most people who suffer from this illness on daily basis, they know what they prayed, but shaitan comes to the 5%, maybe. It's not fourth rak'ah, maybe it's third. Ya akhi, wallahi, deep down, I know it's 99.99% I've prayed for. But this is something that is, scratching me from inside. I don't know what to do. Ya Allah, let us add one rak'ah. This is shaitan. But if it's normal, no, every day I'm fine, I have no issues. Once every blue moon, seriously, I am lost, I'm confused. 3 or 4. In this case, the Prophet says, alayhi wasallam, to those who have it once every blue moon, disregard the doubt. Where is the doubt? I'm doubtful whether I prayed 3 or 4. Where is the doubt? The fourth. Because 3 I'm certain I've prayed. But the doubt is whether I prayed the 4th or not. Disregard the doubt, number 4. And add another rak'ah. And then prostrate for forgetfulness before the salam. And that is concluding your prayer. So I hope this clarifies it a bit.
The next question is practicing or learning yoga forbidden in Islam?
Yes, it is, because yoga is based on Buddhist, Hindu traditions. So, and they're facing the sun in some postures, and they have these worshipping other than Allah Azza wa Jal in this kind of sport, though the stretching is good. So if you can have a routine of stretches that has nothing to do with yoga or the name or the practice, there's no problem in stretching. It's good for your muscles. But when you say, well, I'm going to my yoga class, this is my yoga mat, this is my yoga pants, and you have the same postures and facing the sun at certain names and pauses and the likes, this is totally haram.
The next question is wearing a taweez or amulet with only Quranic verses shirk?
The vast majority of scholars say that this is a means of shirk. But some scholars say that it is not. However, to be safe, it's best rather than to be sorry. As for the hadith of Ibn Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, that he used to hang tablets at some children's necks with verses of the Quran, some say that this was to be memorized. Like in tahfidh, they write it on tablet and they rub it, and this is one of the best ways of memorizing the Quran. Write and rub until it sticks into your head. Not that it was to seek protection from Allah Azza wa Jal. So we would not say it's shirk, but it is means of shirk. And the vast majority of ta'weez worn nowadays, they don't have Quran. They have drawings, they have certain tables in them, and some wordings that are not even recognizable in Arabic or any other language. So this is plain shirk.
The next question is, after praying Salah, I prefer to stay in my position so that the angels ask for forgiveness of me. But there are many people around who try to move me or go over me. And when I do not move, they find it rude. What should I do?
Stay in your position. Who dares to move you? What are you, akhi? Transferable items? Anybody who comes and try to move you, go pray anywhere. Why you want to come to this spot of mine? This is ridiculous. No, this seems that you have low self-esteem. You think that everybody is looking at you. You hear people, you think that they're talking about you. So this is your shaitan giving you OCD, that people want to jump over me, they're gonna kill me. Pray and let the angels pray on you, inshallah, and make dua for you. I'll make dua for you as well.
The next question is, when I visit my father's grave, his grave is in the middle of the cemetery. So while walking towards it, I pass by other graves and I make dua by facing Qibla. Should I go to the grave to make dua, or can I do it outside?
No, you can do dua for anyone who's engraved, who is buried, whether he's your father or anyone else, without the need to face the Qibla. There is no need to face the Qibla, but if you do face the Qibla, make the grave between you and the Qibla, and you can raise your hands and make dua. So why do you want to make it outside? You're not praying salat. Salat is not permissible to be prayed in a cemetery, in a graveyard. Salat that includes bowing and prostration, ruku' and sujood. This is totally prohibited. But to pray in the dua and to invoke Allah Azza wa Jalla, Allah forgive them, or Allah have mercy on them, or Allah expand their graves, this is permissible to be done as you're walking. And this is the dua we say, Assalamu alaikum dara qawmi mu'minin, antum as-sabiquna wa nahnu lahiqun, nasal Allah lana wa lakum al-afiyah, Allahumma la tahrimna ajrahum wa la taftinna ba'dahum waghfir lana wa lahum, and so forth. No problem.
The next question is, can menstruating women attend halaqah in the mosque?
The answer is no. The most authentic opinion is that a woman on her menses must not enter the masjid. And the evidence behind this is the hadith, authentic hadith. Mother Aisha says, I was in my home and the Prophet ﷺ was in i'tikaf, in seclusion in the masjid. And the house of the Prophet ﷺ was adjacent to the masjid, and there was a door where he can go in and out. So he asked for something, that she would hand him that thing. So she said, O Prophet of Allah, I'm on my menses. The Prophet said, I know you're on your menses. Your menses is not in your hand. You're just going to insert your hand to the masjid and hand it to me, which means that he told her that your body is not to enter the masjid, but not your hand. Your hand is fine, and Allah knows best.
The next question is, this question may seem stupid, but I know that Allah created human beings to worship Him. But why did Allah need us to worship the humans and jinns? Why do Allah needs us to worship Him?
I understood the first question. The devils and the jinns, what was it?
Yeah, why did Allah create us to worship Him? Why does He need us to worship Him?
Why does Allah need us to worship Him? Allah doesn't need us. And He doesn't need us to worship Him. He created us and the jinn to worship Him. And the jinn includes the devils and Satan and Iblis and everybody else. So Allah created both of us to worship Him and gave us the choice to do so. And He doesn't need us. If He gather all of us and toss us in hellfire, no problem. If He annihilates us all and does not resurrect us, nobody is going to have the power and authority to question Allah. Why did you do this? Why didn't you do that? So He is doing us a favor by creating us and by giving us all these luxuries in life, and after death He puts us in paradise for eternity. Who's winning? We are. So Allah doesn't need us, but at the same time Allah is not questioned. Why did you do this? Why didn't you do it in another way? Nobody has the power to do this because He's the owner. If I take 1 dinar of my pocket and burn it, you don't have the right to complain. Say, Sheikh, why are you doing this? None of your business. It's my dinar. I do with it whatever I want. And Allah has the highest example of all. Allah does whatever He wants, though we trust that He is knowledgeable, that He's fair, that He's just, and that He's wise. Subhanahu Azza wa Jal.
The next question is it permissible for two people from different countries to get married if they are Muslims? And what is the ruling if the parents do not agree?
The first question, of course it is permissible to get married if they are Muslims. Whether they are from the same country or different nationalities, whether one is black and the other one is white, it doesn't matter. As long as they're Muslims, they can get married. Now, whether the parents agree or not, it does not matter what the parents say, except for one person, and that is the father of the girl. He's the guardian, and his decision makes it or breaks it. So if everyone on earth agree that these two get married and the father of the girl says no, there is no marriage valid. And if everybody disagrees, including both mothers and the sisters and the siblings, they disagree, but the father of the girl says, I'm fine, and the bride or the groom is a real man and he says, I'm financially independent, yes, I can take care of her, I don't need anyone's opinion, the marriage is valid.
Is it allowed to take profits from fixed deposits in Islamic banks?
If it is an real Islamic bank, yes. But real, quote unquote, capital letters, bold font, in red and 2 underline. Not everything is real Islamic banks. Nowadays, everything you just stick Islamic with it, it comes fine. You have Islamic art, Islamic music. In the last concert a month ago in Scotland, 3 Indonesian women came and played musical instruments in heavy metal, and they were hijabi. A band in Scotland playing heavy metal, and they were hijabis. What is this? Islamic heavy metal, Islamic rock. I don't know how they do it, but somewhere. Oh, subhanallah. So this is ridiculous. Tomorrow we will have Islamic belly dancing. Now how is this gonna be? It's Islamic, Sharia certified. So you have to look into the dealings of the Islamic bank. Is it real, or is it camouflaging their transactions by the word Islamic? And nowadays, unfortunately, you can get so many fatwas for the price, 2 for the price of 1, depending upon the bonuses. Yes, there are Islamic Sharia that follows Islam and scholars who fear Allah, but in the midst of doctor, so-and-so, so many people are having the title doctor so-and-so. The doctorate is not an indication whether they're saying the truth or not. But people are, khalas, ya Sheikh, we have 4 members on the Sharia board, Dr. So-and-so, Dr. So-and-so, Dr. So-and-so. Khalas, this is kosher, mashallah. And no, you have to look into it. If the Sharia board is reliable and they're dealing in Islamic dealings, yes, go ahead, put it in fixed deposit. There's no problem that this is mudaraba. They're taking your money and working in halal investments with low risk, and they're giving you a little profit that is variable. And if there is loss, you're going to be sharing your share in that loss. There's no problem in that, inshallah.
The next question is, a person borrowed 200 KD from me and he is unable to repay this amount. Can I convert this amount into zakat?
No, you cannot. This is hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. because you know that the 400 KD is never coming back to your pocket. And this year you have to give 400 KD zakat over your wealth. So you say, why not keep my 400 zakat and forgive this guy's the debt? And I would be hitting two birds with one stone, and this is totally prohibited and unacceptable.
The next question is, when someone dies in the Indian subcontinent, burial is delayed for some loved ones to come from far places. Is this allowed?
If the delay is a day or two or so for a legitimate reason, and there is no fear that the body would change, I hope this is fine, but I would never do it. Why? Because the Prophet, okay, let's be frank, without any emotions. I know most of you say, Sheikh, he's my father, I have to take the last look. You haven't called your father in 6 months. Now you want to have the last look? Who are you fooling? Oh, he's my brother, he's this, he's that. Okay. This is the dead person. You love him? Yes. What do you want? I want to wait 3-4 days until I see him and then we bury him. Okay. If this dead person were to speak and we know that he's destined to Jannah, would he say, okay, no worries, no, I'm not in a rush. I have enough time. Yeah, take your time, 2 days, 3 days, I'll wait. Or he will say, the hell with them. I want to go to my paradise. I want to go to my Jannah. What would he say? So you are depriving him from going to Jannah, from meeting whatever he wants to meet and whatever he had worked his whole life for. Just to see his face, he will send you a snapshot. What is this? So my point of view is, don't wait even 1 second. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wassalam, to honor a deceased is by hastening in burying it. This is the honor, because you want to get the man straight to his, inshallah, reward and favors and blessings from Allah, and Allah knows best.
The next question is, in our masjid in Fajr prayer, there was no imam. So a Kuwaiti came up and recited Surah Al-Nas and Surah Al-Masad in the 2 rakah. Is this salah valid?
Of course it's valid. Just because he's Kuwaiti, he's valid, definitely. Racist? What has his nationality have to do with that question? People are so racist nowadays. It doesn't make any sense. By the way, this is also part of ignorance. Because people don't know what are the pillars, what are the mandatory acts, what are the sunnahs. If a non-Kuwaiti comes and leads a prayer and reads only the Fatiha, whether in Maghrib or Isha or Fajr, only Fatiha, غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ, Allahu Akbar. The prayer is 100% valid. He didn't read anything after Fatiha. Yes, it is Sunnah. Not only that, the Prophet ﷺ in Hajj, in Mina, he recited in Fajr, إِذَا زُلْزِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ زِلْزَالَهَا, in the first rak'ah, and also in the second rak'ah, in Fajr. So, what did the guy do? He did right, and he recited the Sunnah, and there's no problem in the Salah at all.
The next question is, are we allowed to deny the invitation of our relatives as they not accept the invitation?
What kind of invitation? Make your question clear and not generic. Because now I have to explain. It would take time. If you said, are we obliged to answer the invitation of a wedding? This is a Shar'i invitation. Or a Aqiqah, this is a Shar'i invitation. The answer would be, if there is no haram involved, like free mixing or listening to music or the likes, yes, you're obliged to obey and to answer. But if someone says, no, they just want us to have dinner, no, you're not obliged. Imagine how many invitations I get to dinner every night. Unfortunately, none. I hope we're having dinner tonight. But imagine as a sheikh, please come and have dinner with me, come have lunch. And I said, I have to answer this. I would be really, no, this is not mandatory. The Shar'i invitation, nikah, marriage, or aqiqah, this is Sharia. You have to answer. unless there is a legitimate reason not to answer it, and Allah knows best.
The next question is a little bit long. I'm born brought up in Kuwait and I'm originally from Pakistan. My parents have fixed my marriage to my cousin in Pakistan and I not agreed to marry her. But my parents, because of society, are not allowing me to marry someone else. What should I do? And do the parents have the right to control even this in my life?
You have to become a man. You're a wimp and you don't have a spine. No one on earth can force you to marry someone you don't want. And ask me, Sheikh, how many counseling sessions have you done with cousins? Gazillion. He married his cousin. She married her cousin. It was an arranged marriage. They didn't want to marry. She loved someone else and she was forced to marry her cousin. And after the marriage, she still thinks about him. And 3-4 years down the line, he surfaced on her Facebook and they started chit-chatting and now she doesn't want her husband. And she comes, I don't love my husband. What should I do? You accepted in the first place. I was forced. My father threatened to disown me. My brother threatened to put acid water. And this is a common practice, I think. Yeah, I don't know where they get acid water. I have to test every water I get before I drink it. So they said, oh, acid water, and I had to marry it. Okay, what about you? You're a man. Oh, my father said he's not gonna put my name in the inheritance and all the lands he will give to my siblings, and he did this, he did that. And I said, okay, I work outside, I will marry my cousin, but I will marry the one I love if I'm in Emirates or in here or there. Akhi, be a man and put your foot down. Whether it's your parents, whether your mom is threatening you that I have heart attack, I will die if you don't marry. May Allah have mercy on you, my mother. Wallahi, I love you. But I'm not going to destroy my life and the life of the woman I get married just to please you and please my father. Because this is destruction. Having said that, first of all, you have to do a drill. You have to do a drill. What is a drill? Before you start saying, oh, Sheikh Asim said don't get married, look into the one you're marrying. So your cousin that they're telling you to get married to, how is she? Wallah, Sheikh, I don't want to marry her. Yes, she was Miss Karachi in 2014, and mashallah, she's now repenting in hijabi, niqabi. She memorizes the Quran by the 10 qira'at, and she memorizes the 6 books of hadith, and she is a pious woman, and she teaches in orphanages, and she is good in the community, and she is checking all the boxes. But I don't want to marry her, Sheikh. Wallah, you stupid. I'm ready. Just show me where is your uncle's house. I'll go. Someone like this you cannot miss. Don't be stupid just because your parents are forcing you to marry your cousin. If she checks all the boxes, where will you find someone like that? Likewise, look at your cousin if he's a man. Oh, Sheikh, he's mashallah hafiz, he's well respected, he's very kind to his sisters and to his mother, he's very fair, he has a good job, he's an engineer, he's building his own house, he has a lot of work in the community, and he's handsome, he's athlete, he does marathon every 2 years, and he plays so many sports. He's excellent. So, but Sheikh, I don't want to be forced to get married. You're stupid. He should not look at one like you, you ugly pig. With all due respect, I'm not talking to you, sisters. Don't get me wrong. I'm just generically speaking. So, if the one proposed checks all the boxes, go for it. Chance comes once in a lifetime. Wasting it just because of your arrogance, because of your defiance, but just because of this or that is not a smart thing to do. But you have to weigh the pros and cons, and Allah knows best.
Last 2 questions. The next question is it permissible to offer dua while performing sujood in the fard prayer?
The answer is yes, without any doubt. Don't listen to scholars from this continent or a subcontinent that say, do not make dua in fard prayer, only in nafil prayer. They have no proof to support this. Allah Azza wa Jal ordered you on the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ by saying, the closest you are, the closest the servant of Allah is to Allah when he's in sujood. So choose whatever dua you want because you will be answered. Who said this? Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Did he say in nafil prayer? No. In fard prayer? No. In any sujood. Do dua, ya akhi. How many gods do you have? One. Who will stop me from making dua to him? I will make dua whenever I'm in sujood, whether fard or nafil. The issue is, can I do it in other than Arabic? Now this is an issue of dispute. And the most authentic opinion is, if you're not a native, if you don't know how to do it in Arabic, then do it in your language. I can say, oh God, forgive me, Rabbi ghfirli. I know this. But if I want to say, oh Allah, let me marry my cousin who lives in somewhere else and who checks all the boxes, I don't know how to do this in Arabic. Do it in your native language without any problem. وَلِلَّهِ الْحَمْدُ وَالْفَضْلُ وَالْمِنَّةِ.
The next question was about making dua in a different language. The Sheikh already answered that. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh, for your time. May Allah reward you the best in this world and the next. Jazakallah khair to this audience for coming today and staying with us so late. Just before we leave, two announcements. The first one is, as I said earlier, Sheikh Assim Al Hakeem will be giving a Jama'at khutbah tomorrow in Masjid Uthman in Kuwait City. And we have Al Hikmah charity at the back, who are collecting donations for Gaza and other places. Please donate generously, and inshallah may Allah reward you all, and hope to see you at our future events. Jazakallah khair.
وجزاكم صلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد.